nuclear power plant of India, Kudankulam nuclear power plant. The 19,000 files have basically what? It has been exposed because of this, because these information will give you insight as to what is happening in largest nuclear power plant. Hi guys, welcome to Believer Science Academy. Recently, if I say you, one of the largest nuclear power plant of India was recently under cyber attack. Can you imagine this? Am I telling a kind of Hollywood story? Definitely not. This is actually what happened recently, which was recently deducted is in Kudankulam nuclear power plant. There was a data breach, which we called as ransomware attack had basically happened. So before understanding this, first we'll understand what is this nuclear power plant, how nuclear power plant basically works. Okay, so if you see here, before going to technical details, first understand in simple language. We'll try to understand this in very simple language. Okay, let's assume there is a pressure cooker. Okay, and this is where your stove is. No, it is providing fire. Okay, and now pressure cooker is inside, you have rice and all. So what happens is, now inside pressure cooker, after heating for some times, the pressure is created inside. Now this pressure, what will do? This pressure is being directed to in a pipe. Let's imagine there is a pipe, and in that pipe you are directing this pressure which is created inside this particular cooker. Now you are directing that pressure here. Okay, and there is a fan like thing, we call them as turbines. Okay, so this turbine is basically what? This turbine will start to rotating because of this extreme pressure. Now entire pressure which is generated within this particular this cooker is basically what? It is directed towards in one direction. Okay, if it is directed in one direction, there is a huge force, and this force is what basically rotating this turbine. Now after this turbine, after continuous rotation, it will generate what we call as this generator. It is passed on to the generator, and this generator will actually what? It will produce electricity. Now this is basically what your nuclear power plant are doing across India. There are various nuclear power plants, and all they are doing is, whatever the pressure is created because of heating, that pressure is transferred towards these generators through turbine, and these generators are basically creating electricity. Now this nuclear power plants are very important because they are generating electricity. Their main purpose is generating electricity itself. Okay, so now actually what happens in scientific way, this is a very simple way we understood. Now we'll understand what actually happens in scientific way. Okay, now you all know uranium is very important radioactive element. Uranium, this uranium actually here we took example of stove, but here it is uranium which acts like a stove. How? It will split its atoms. Okay, while splitting uranium atoms, what will happen? The heat is generated. Now this heat it will start what? Boiling water. Now this boiling water, as usual, from here the same process will happen, will create a steam. This steam will rotate. Turbine is rotated, and this turbine will, through help of this generator, will create electricity. Now this is actually how the electricity is created inside nuclear power plant. Okay, now this nuclear power plant, this can be used only for this kind of renewable energy itself. Okay, but however, people here what they are doing is, they are used for some nuclear producing nuclear bombs as well. So here we will restrict ourselves only for production of electricity itself. Okay, so now this production, now if there is any cyber attack in this area, so they'll get all the sensitive informations. Right? Okay, it might lead to these sensitive information, especially if you see this uranium. Okay, uranium is very important radioactive material. Okay, what they'll do, they'll get all this information, and ultimately will lead to future disaster. This is very scary thing. Okay, so now we'll understand how this event unfolded. Okay, so now this event, this is one of the largest what we called as largest nuclear power plant, Kudankulam. Where it is? It's in Tamil Nadu. Okay, it's in Tamil Nadu, Kudankulam. Okay, and in this here, Tamil Nadu, this is basically we built this particular nuclear power plant with the help of Russia. Okay, Russian technology was used. 2 reactors are operating where they are producing 2000 megawatt of electricity. Okay, and 4 more under construction are there, targeting capacity of 6000 megawatt. Okay, this nuclear power plant is where it is. It's in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, where it is? Kudankulam. Okay, Kudankulam, and currently it is producing 2000 megawatt of electricity, and we intended to increase it to 6000 megawatt, and it is developed with the help of which technology? Russian Rosatom technology, through this particular thing. Now, in this nuclear power plant, there are 2 sites. One are nuclear islands. Okay, nuclear islands, and one is balance of plant. Here, the most important part is nuclear islands. Okay, nuclear, while it is where the reactor control system, safety, everything related to nuclear power plant is in nuclear island. However, these are some of the like balance of plant. Basically, what does it means is, it is somewhat like it will aid to production of this particular thing. It acts like an aid. Okay, now here what happens? It is cooling, ventilation and pumps, water, electricity system, building and support facilities there. But the main part is in nuclear islands. However, these are only what they will aid in order to make sure it runs very effectively. Okay, so these are the 2 parts in a nuclear power plant. There is one part of nuclear islands, and another part is what we call as balance of plant. Okay, and this is where the cyber attack or the ransomware attack has happened in this place. Balance of plant. Balance of plant. Okay, here where the ransom attack has happened. Now, if you see this, now if random cyber attack or the ransomware attack has happened, now they'll get all the critical information of this. Okay, water capacity, electricity system, building and support system. These are very crucial. Okay, this might aid for future attacks of this particular nuclear power plant. Okay, this might basically what? Aid. Means we'll get all the information, how much, all the little details is how much cooling is happening, what are the water supplies, where are the electricity supplies are there. So these are very critical information. Okay, so now how this actually unfolded, we'll understand it step by step. Okay, so here is what happened in Reliance infrastructure. So Reliance as I told you, we were planning to build more megawatts from 2000 to 6000. As you can see here, we had planned to increase this. Since we had to increase, we had given contract for Reliance infrastructure, okay, in 2018 to build unit 3 and unit 4. Okay, now in this, for all the information related to this particular power plant was maintained by a server called as Yukta server. Okay, this server was basically what? The engineering drawing system project documents was created nearly a decade, which means all these documents was in this particular server. Now, cyber attacks has happened in this particular server where it detected suspicious activities on Reliance infrastructure. This happened on May 2026. Okay, and in June what happens? Word leak. This is actually the ransomware or the cyber attacks has done by this particular thing. Okay, this is World Leaks. This is the agency which has done this particular attack. Okay, has claimed this, it has stolen Reliance data. Okay, and now the newspaper wrote investigation published, and NPCIL actually what it issued clarification on June 15th. Okay, this is how the event unfolded. It was initially the contract was given to Reliance Industries, and they had the server called as Yukta, and this Yukta had all the information of engineering drawings, project documents, everything was stored here, and this is where it is attacked. And who has attacked it? World Leaks. World Leaks has basically attacked this particular nuclear power plant. Okay, so now it is reported that the 19,000 files have basically what? It has been exposed because of this particular attacks. Okay, if you see what are those? Engineering blueprints, cooling system layout, ventilation system design, control room, okay, vendors list, okay, insurance policies, construction, all these things. If you see, all these things are very important for nuclear power plant because these are very sensitive informations. Okay, these are very sensitive information which has to be, which is very critical for nuclear power plant. Okay, and these informations are basically what it is stolen. Okay, and here next what we see, however, NPCIL, what it says is, it officially stated that leaks did not include any of the critical systems like reactor control systems and softwares, reactor core design system, emergency shutdown. These things were not basically what attacked. It was according to this only the balance of plant. Here we had discussed balance of plant. This balance of plant, this is the only thing which has been hacked, leaked file related only to the balance of plant, conventional infrastructure, similar thermal power plant. This is where the leaks had happened, not on the major what we spoke about, this nuclear island. This is not where the leaks has basically happened. Now still, why do we think this, even though it is not the major core part is not been hacked, but it is only the aiding part which has been hacked. However, still we consider it to be very important, very serious matter. Why? Because these informations will give you insight as to what is happening actually inside the core plant. Okay, this will give you information like what are the things being used, what are the design has been made, okay, where is the electricity supply, how it is electricity supply design of this particular entire nuclear power plant. This everything will be designed here. Okay, so now info leak, it is reconciles supplier targets, okay, supply chain attacks and infrastructure risk are involved in this. Okay, attackers can use this leaked blueprint to map, okay, facility layout, identify suppliers, okay, and target contractors with phishing. Phishing is also another kind of cyber attack, and exploit weaker companies in the supply chain and create long-term risk for this particular event. Okay, this can be considered to be a start of a bigger event in the future. Okay, these kinds of leaks can be, will create these kinds of difficulties in future. Okay, now what had happened after leak? Basically, after leak, every individual who is responsible this, one is WikiLeaks, which has World Leaks basically. Okay, World Leaks has claimed responsibilities, and everyone has given their own claim or justification. Okay, where Reliance Infrastructure has confirmed its partial data has been compromised. Okay, and NPCIL has said it is maintained nuclear power operation safety system, which means the core has been not affected, only the balance of plant has been affected. And here the Indian National Cybersecurity Agency has formally started this investigation in order to further enhance the security of this particular nuclear power plant. Okay, now what does this mean to India? No reactor hacked. Confirm, no reactor, no evidence that the reactor control system was basically compromised, but only the aiding part was compromised. Contract which project related files has been leaked, supply chain, and what is the broader lesson from this? Securing contracts and supply chains is critical in protecting, which means basically you should not depend on basically what? Securing contracts, especially when it comes to critical thing, even it is producing electricity also. This is very critical things. And one thing you have to remember is, in cyber security, protecting critical infrastructure means securing every link of supply chain, not just a core system. This is what actually what we can learn from this particular event. Okay, I hope you have understood how the nuclear reactors were basically generating electricity and what this actually happened, what this leak has been actually leaked. I think everything you have understood. Thank you so much.